event we're doing just for our, oh, there we go. We're going to record. Okay.
Yeah, let's record.
Yeah. So this is just for our Freedom Team leaders. Some of you are familiar with Done For You. Some of you aren't, but you're going to get familiar with it today. So they came on as a partner with EXP, about 3 months ago?
April.
Yeah, 3-4 months ago now.
So in April. And they have a really unique product and business model, I guess I should say, that they do. And so we want to make sure all of our Freedom Team people are aware of what they do, number one, because what we're going to do is in October, we are going to do a big event that these guys are going to lead. And we are going to invite our clients to it. So we're going to have the ability to invite our clients. We're going to be able to, help them invest in real estate, maybe beyond your backyard. They've sold over 6,000 homes in their platform that they do. And, Jeff, myself, Sean, some of us are looking at actually buying an investment property ourselves with these guys. So we all, highly believe in what they're doing. And we wanted to make sure that you guys know what you have your hands on, partner with us, and more importantly, what we can do to serve our clients, even at a higher level for people who are looking to invest, or maybe they don't want to know that they want to invest. One thing I just want to share real quick for you guys kick it off, and I put this on my tip of the day this morning, if you guys saw that. Real estate is an amazing wealth building tool. For me, being in real estate, I just think it's the best wealth building tool, and a house that Steve and I bought 20 years ago, sadly, we sold it and now we're kicking ourselves. We bought it for $196,000 20 years ago. It was a brand new house. We put probably $35,000 down, I think, at the time. And today that house went on the market 2 days ago for $550,000. So imagine had we held that, number one, we probably would have had it paid off. We'd have $500,000+ asset sitting on it. But, beyond that, where could we have taken $35,000, invested it, turned it around into $500,000, right? So when we're talking about investing in real estate, we're talking about more than just the month-to-month return on the, rent that you're getting. It's the big picture and the equity that you build. And, these guys are masters at it. So who's doing the talking? Oh, Jeff, did you want to add anything?
No, other than, I've been through the same thing as you. We sold a rental property here a few years ago, thought, we're doing a great thing here. Oh my goodness. In hindsight, I'm kicking myself, but it is, I think here's the thing, guys. I think, like what you guys are going to see today and for this event that we're going to do in October and future events, and these guys will talk about it. Like I'm looking to get college buddies, share it with them back in Indiana, family, friends, past clients, just all kinds of people that you can refer into this program, and you can get the referral fees for life off any properties they buy through Done For You. And you're going to see how that works here. And I do think most people out there, if you ask most people, they would love to get into real estate investing in some way, shape, or form. They don't know how. They don't want to be a landlord. They think about, they've heard all the nightmare stories about the tenants and the, having to go to the house at 3 a.m. because the toilet's backed up. And, I don't want to do that. I don't want to think about that. Well, that's why these guys come in Done For You, and you're going to see how this works. It's just a great platform, not only for all of us as realtors, whatever, to get into ourselves in terms of investment properties, but something we can share with anybody and everybody. And if they put you down as the person that referred them to Done For You, you now can get, referral fees for as many properties as they buy. And most people you're going to hear with this, they end up being with the company for, many years, buying multiple properties over time. This is what most people do who get plugged in with this system. So it really can be a five-figure a year passive income that you could add in to what you're doing. And all you did was refer them that first time. So there's something to really think about. Just pay attention to what you're going to hear here. We're going to start doing these events, in October, and we'll do multiple events with these. We can do this as much as we want. And these guys have talked about, you want to put a big investor event together in your hometown or something. Something could be worked out there, whether it's streamed on a big TV and you're in a library room and you got 20 people in the room, or one of these guys actually comes into your market and does a live presentation. There's different things that can happen with this. Okay. So we're excited to have them with us. Kelly has done multiple properties with them. She'll probably share some of her story with this. But it's been kind of a 4-year process of just them aligning themselves with EXP. A lot of moving parts to that. But now they're here. They're actually a preferred solution provider with EXP. We're rolling this out with Freedom Team. They're going to be rolling this out to all 88,000 agents in EXP, but they're starting here with our group. So it's great to have them part of Freedom Team. Go ahead, Kelly or Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So they're part of Freedom Team. So that's why y'all are getting first look. Y'all are getting first dibs on these guys. So, we're super excited to have them. And, one last thing that I just want to say is, Steve, somewhere along the way, I want you to make sure that one of y'all talk about the accelerated depreciation or the bonus depreciation for realtors and what that did for you, Steve, with your properties that you just did last year. But I didn't mean to cut you off. That
no, you're good.
I just wanted to make sure people realize that they're part of Freedom Team.
For sure. So Sean's so excited. He had people in here an hour ago. So that's all. Anyway, so for all of you that were here an hour ago and came back, thank you for coming back. Sean, making a move, new time zones, new changes. He's closing on his new house in Colorado tomorrow. My wife and I are going up there to do the walkthrough today, have dinner with those guys. So anyway, it's great to have you here in Colorado, but yeah, you had that time all wrong. And so those of you that are here earlier, thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. So, John will get all this figured out.
I'll mention to you guys also, I'm that candidate who has thought about investing for about 10 years. And I kept going, well, how exactly would I get started? And I knew it's going to take a ton of time to create the relationships and do all that. These guys came on board and I'm doing my first rental property probably next month. So extremely excited. And just that story you told right there, Kathy, of what happened in 20 years with the equity. That's the main reason I'm doing it, equity and tax advantages. So looking forward to this, Steve, gang. You guys are going to knock it out of the park. Look forward to what's going to happen here over the next couple of years. So thank you guys.
You got it.
Let's turn it over to them. Steve, Kevin, you guys take it away. However you want to do this. So we appreciate you jumping in here. We appreciate you being with us. So
thank you. Go ahead, Kev.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. My name's Kevin. That's Steve up there he's one of the boxes, the one waving right now. But we're super pumped to be here with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you so much to the Freedom Team and Sean and Kathy, Kelly, Jeff, you guys, you're gracious hosts. We appreciate you. It's good to be with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start to share my screen because we have some amazing content that we want to share with you guys here today. And let me just reiterate real quickly before we start. The entire purpose of today is to do one thing and one thing alone. And it's to show everybody how you can add transactions. That's it. If we were to break the entire day down to one simple idea, it's how do you add transactions? And Steve and I are going to talk a little bit about, the current market, what we're seeing, and give you a little bit of background. But I'm going to go ahead and start to share my screen so that we can just get this thing rolling. Let's make sure. Is everybody able to see that? Okay. Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. So today we've kind of titled this presentation, Unlocking Perpetual Profits. And number one, it's fun to say, but number two, that's precisely what we're going to talk about. Okay. How is it that you can take something that you're already doing, add something to your existing business and unlock a profit module that will continue to pay you kind of in perpetuity? And so just to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to cover over the next 60 or so minutes that we get to come and hang out with you guys is we're going to be talking about how you can add an entirely new perpetual income stream to your existing EXP business and use it as a way to make sure that your team is maintaining their FLQA status and doing it without showing a home, without hosting an open house, and without submitting a single offer yourself. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Now, my name is Kevin Clayson. I'm one of the founders of Done For You Real Estate. Steve and I started this company, decade and a half ago. And you can find us on the Inc. 5000. We're an accredited business. We publish with Forbes. We've got a book coming out November 1st called Micro Wins to Millions. We have a podcast that's called Replace Your Income. We have been doing this for 15 years and have done over $1 billion of real estate transactions with our clients. And now I personally am not a real estate agent. Now our company is a solutions provider for EXP. So EXP has brought us on as an official solutions provider. Steve, on the other hand, is actually an agent. And Steve, maybe talk a little bit about your background and how quickly you were able to use precisely what we're talking about today to Icon in pretty short order?
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite the journey to get here with EXP. Kelly Fasterling has been one of our clients for many, many years. She has purchased more than, well, not more than, she has purchased 20 properties through us. And a few years ago, she approached me about joining EXP and becoming a part of the family. And you know, I immediately recognized the value that EXP brought to the table and the amazing organization that it was back then as well. But to kind of align things, to get things all set up, it took a couple of years to get things figured out. Began conversations with some of the corporate people at EXP, and we officially joined April 1st of 2023. It took about 18 days for me to cap, and then Icon in June, and we're just cranking forward. And the reason being is the type of real estate that we do. It's 100% single family real estate investment property. So I got to know and spend quite a bit of time with Leo Pareja. He's the chief strategy officer at EXP. Spent a little bit of time with Glenn Sanford, and it was really interesting that both of these men got what it is that we had to offer EXP Realty agents immediately. And it took a very short conversation with Glenn for him to see the vision of what we could bring to the table to benefit EXP Realty agents. And so in short order, after finally sitting down with Glenn, we were able to get some contracts signed and some different things, and we came on board, and it's been pretty exciting ever since. And so we've been putting together a lot of different things to provide value, provide benefit to the EXP agent team, to the whole EXP agent company. But in coming on board with Kelly, we were blessed with the opportunity to become part of the Freedom team. And so we've really limited our conversations for the most part to the Freedom team. We've had a few conversations with a few other people. Many of you might know Brent Gove. He referred one person, and that person is actually closing on their loan this week. And so Brent Gove will actually be, since coming on board, like things are really rolling. Brent's one of the first individuals since us becoming a part of EXP he'll receive a referral fee, and we'll talk about what those referral fees are and so on. So anyways, excited to be here, excited to be a part of EXP, excited to be a part of hopefully getting to know each of you a little bit better. And I'll just say one thing, Kev, before you continue on. This is just a little bit of a side note. So we're going to be at EXPCon. Just by a raise of hands, how many of you are planning to go to EXPCon? Okay, so there's quite a few of you. If you're not going, I would invite you to come. We're getting Done For You Real Estate. We're getting a suite there in the hotel, and we are going to open it up to the Freedom team. We're going to hold a few meetings with you guys. And I want to personally invite each of you who are on this call today. Mike, who's on this call, he will be letting you know when we'll be holding a special gathering, a little get together of those who are kind of learning about Done For You Real Estate, what we can help you do in increasing your transactions. And so I want to personally invite each of you to EXPCon and to come and hang out with us at our suite, get to meet us. We'd love to meet you personally and develop those relationships a little bit closer. So we'll talk more about that in the coming weeks.
And let me just add to that, now that you all have been briefly introduced to me, you're probably already fed up with me and realize how obnoxious I am. That's if you're anything like my family and my friends. And just know I won't be at EXPCon, so that's why you should go. It's actually my son's 10th birthday, and we are going roller skating and to jump houses. Okay, guys. So I wish I could be there, but no, you guys should come hang out and get to know Steve and Mike and Nate, and just be good to hang out with everybody. So we wanted to start by talking precisely about this. Okay. When we were in San Antonio at Brent's event, and as we've kind of been talking to more and more agents, everybody seems to have the same conversation, which is, and you all are already familiar with it, which is transactions are a little tough right now, right? The market has changed a little bit. It seems like it's a little bit harder to go and pull out transactions like we could when interest rates were at 2%. And we understand all that. And so some of you might be thinking, is now even a good time to be in real estate, to be buying real estate? Well, Steve and I just wanted to say, not only is it a good time to be in real estate, it may be one of the best times, especially when you look at the opportunity that's ahead of us when it comes to investment real estate. And there's a quote on this on the screen that you can see right now from Warren Buffett, and I love that. This is just a couple, nuggets that he drops, and he said, if anyone is thinking about buying homes, it's probably as attractive an investment as you can make. If I had a way of buying a couple 100,000 single family homes and had a way of managing them, I would load up on them. The other thing that you've probably heard Warren Buffett mention on a regular occasion is when everybody else is greedy, that's when you should be a little bit leery. But when everybody is fearful, that's when you should be greedy. Meaning, if everybody else is freaking out and they're running around and the sky is falling and they're chicken littling the entire real estate market, that's when we should be in it. And so Steve and I are really passionate about this. And Mike, who's on the call, Mike Chamberlain, went and found, these are so cool. Mike went and found all of these Time magazine covers. Look at this. This is, I don't know what years these are from, Mike, but this is like, what, 70s and 80s? And look at these Time magazine covers. Moscow's bold challenge. Can capitalism survive? Interest rate anguish. The economy with an ice pack on its head. Medical costs, Congress, is the US going broke? Like, this is not new. What we are experiencing is not new. And I would go so far, and Steve, you can hop in here. I would go so far as to say real estate isn't just sort of in this rare circumstance. And especially when we look at interest rates are not high. And this would just be, if I could just share this with everybody super briefly, and Steve, you can add to this. If you are talking to a client and they are giving you resistance to buy because interest rates are high, I want you to do one thing, because we've been doing this for months now, and it always knocks people on their cans. As soon as they go, well, I don't know, interest rates are kind of high. And you go, are they? They're actually totally normal. All that does, you guys, it opens up a second of conversation, because they think that you're going to commiserate with them. Yeah, interest rates are high. Why would anybody do it? When you say actually interest rates are normal, they go, wait, what? It's that moment of conversation and that little entrance into a conversation that can open up a world of possibility for you and for them. Steve, do you want to maybe talk a little bit about kind of what we're seeing in the market right now, why we're so excited about what we're seeing right now?
Yeah. So when we started this business 15 years ago, interest rates were pretty close to what they are today. Somewhere between 7 and 8%. Like, that's where they were. And it worked then. And guess what? It works today. You know what's abnormal is 2 and 3% interest rates. You know what's abnormal is a market that's appreciating at 15% annually. You know what's abnormal is so much demand that you're bidding against 20, 30, 40 other people on every single property that you're trying to help your client purchase. That's abnormal. We've been in an abnormal market, and it's been pretty cool, right? Everybody was busy. Everybody was making tons of money, but that was abnormal. What's normal is interest rates between 6 and 8%, where you can make an offer on a property and you're not competing against 10 people. Maybe you're competing against 2 or 3 or none. A normal market is where you can make an offer, say it's a property valued at $300,000, or that's the asking price. And so you offer $290 and you end up getting it for $295. You get a $5,000 discount. That's normal. Supply and demand. What's normal is a market like today. Now, having said all these things, some of the things that we need to take into account is that normal is predictable. And predictable wins every single time. And so when you can have that conversation with your clients and help them understand that actually you can cash flow. Like, all of our clients, our clients are cash flowing today. We don't sell a property today that doesn't have some, even though the cash flows are a little bit lower, that cash flow isn't there. Appreciation. Now, across the board, yes, it is true that if you look at across the United States, in 50% of the counties, there's more people moving out of them than moving into them. Well, guess what? We only buy in the cities, in the counties, in the places where more people are moving into them than out of them. And so one of the things we'll talk about in a minute is how we vet markets and how we vet properties and so on. So that is the key, is when you buy right and you buy in the right markets, you buy the right type of property, so you attract the right type of tenant, you can manage that property the right way, you win every single time. And one other quote from Warren Buffett is, he always says, hey, if you're looking at a stock for less than 5 to 10 years, I wouldn't consider it for 5 to 10 minutes. It's the same thing with real estate. If you're not looking to hold a property 5 to 10 years, you shouldn't think about it for more than 5 to 10 minutes. Our strategy is a buy and hold strategy where you're holding onto a property from 5 to 10 years. When you do that, it performs phenomenally well. And so the opportunity that we have to take today, everybody, is that one of the things that's different about today that's different than a few years ago is that the demand is still there. It's just pent up demand, right? Interest rates have been raised just high enough that it scared investors out of the market. It scared primary home buyers out of the market, or maybe for them, maybe not so much even just scared. It's just put out of reach a mortgage. Guess what's going to happen when mortgage rates drop into the mid sixes, low sixes? That demand is going to explode again. And so right now, that's why we're saying today is that it's one of the best times in the history of the country to be buying, for all of the reasons. The market is very normal, and demand is where we get, we get to buy under normal circumstances, where there's not like 20 offers on every property. And so today, at the end of the day, we're going to share with you that really the best time to buy real estate would have been 20 years ago. The next best time to buy real estate is today, when you buy it under the right strategies and under the right conditions. So I hopefully we've kind of answered the question and help give you just a little bit of understanding, a little bit additional, maybe a little bit different perspective, that today is one of the best times to be buying real estate for all of the reasons that we just discussed. And what's interesting is when we have this conversation with our clients, and our company is no bigger than the individual who we're talking to, the individual across from us on the desk, the individual on the other side of the Zoom call, where we get to have these types of conversations. And somebody who was fearful, all of a sudden, their entire perspective changes, and they're like, wow, I didn't understand that. I didn't realize it. I was only listening to what big media was saying, and that I should stay out of real estate, when in reality, this is a fantastic time. And it's really interesting to see somebody transform their perspective and go from like, there's no, like, I shouldn't be investing today, to, all right, how do I do this? How do I get involved? How do I jump in right now? Kev?
Yeah, and let me just, as a kind of a couple qualifiers real quick. So number one, we absolutely believe that it is the time to buy, but the qualifier or the caveat would be in the right markets with the right strategy. So I'll give you just this is kind of a funny little anecdote. So I grew up in California, and my parents bought a home in like 71 for like 30 grand. Okay. We sold it in like 2020 for like 700 and I can never remember. I think it was like 785 or 735,000. And I moved them to Utah. Well, we just saw that home in California, in the San Francisco Bay Area, just went back on the market after about $150,000 rehab that they did on this property. They had it listed and it went under contract at $795,000. Okay, so what does that tell you? The market in California did not act the way the market did in some of the markets where maybe we live. And so that's why we say, if you're buying the right kind of real estate in the right market with the right set of conditions, it can open up a world of possibilities. And that's why we believe it's always the right time to buy. And so I just kind of wanted to share that qualifier. And then just to give you just kind of proof positive. So like everybody, we've seen that the desire for real estate has taken a significant downturn during the first half of this year. Once we started to have this conversation with our clients, not only did we start to see an uptick, but this month, I think we're 100% over where we were last month, and looking to double again from this month to next month, simply because we started to actually articulate what was happening, and that it shouldn't be a fearful time to buy real estate, but it should be an exciting time. There are so many people that are looking for someone to stand on the mountain with the megaphone and explain the direction to go. And because people are wandering around feeling lost. What you're going to see today is a pathway for you and for your clients to go and do more real estate, for you as an agent to make significant commissions off of something that frankly you don't even have to be that personally involved in. Okay, and that's what this is just a thing to add to your existing EXP business. So
Hey,
what
Kev?
we're really going to go ahead, yeah.
But let me just add, I just want to add one little thing to something that you just said. We've seen a significant increase in our business over the last couple of months as we've really honed this conversation, and we've made it the beginning conversation before we tell anybody about who we are, what we do, how we do it. We have this conversation about what's going on in the market and the fact that today is the right time to be buying real estate because of this thing that you just said. People tend to follow people who seem to know where they're going.
Yeah.
And when you have confidence in where you're going, when you have confidence and you speak with confidence because you know the data, you know the information, you can set yourself up as an expert or you align yourself with an expert, people tend to follow you. And that's exactly what we've seen in the last several months as our existing clients, because we saw like a tapering off. More than half of our business every single month comes from repeat customers. And our new customer base, we were down about 30%, but we were down significantly more with our repeat customers. And so as we changed our conversation with them to include this conversation about what's going on in the market and getting in front of them and doing it one-on-one as well as on webinars and groups, the tune changed and it was instant. It was instant. The very next week, the number of repeat customers coming back, it came back up to our normal levels. And so I just want to point that out, that people tend to follow individuals who look like they know where they're going.
Absolutely, yeah. And so here's what we want to spend the rest of our time doing today. So we call this unlocking perpetual profits because there's one primary strategy and two methods that we've seen that have been really, really effective. Now, all of these are just a simple way to add investment real estate to your existing EXP business. This does not pull any business from what you're already doing. This does not change what you were doing on the day-to-day in your current market. This is just something that you can add to the offering so that you could be more of the authority and more of a leader so that more people will follow you as the Pied Piper. And but you're going to lead them to success in real estate, not off a cliff. And so what I just want to tease this because at the end, we're going to show you a calculator that we've put together that will show you how significant this can be as a simple recommendation you can make to your clients, okay? And kind of show you what that is. Now, just to kind of give you a little bit more on who we are as a company, you heard a little bit about it. We've been doing a lot of real estate. And what's interesting is we started in 2007. Now, here's what that means. I mean, casually in 2007 and officially in 2008. What we're going to share with you today has worked in every single market, okay? It has not mattered if the whole world is in economic crisis and everything is blowing up. It hasn't mattered if the market is in recovery. It didn't matter during COVID, and it hasn't mattered in the last few months or the last year since COVID when we're trying to get our bearings and interest rates are going up and inflation is going through the roof. It does not matter what is happening in the market for simple and conservative investment real estate to have a profound impact in your life as an agent and in the lives of your clients, okay? We want to make sure that you understand that. Now, a little of what we do. So we call ourselves Done For You Real Estate, and we've tried to become the definitive solution for busy and successful people who want to own all the benefits of investing in real estate, but they don't have the time to do it themselves. They don't want to take the effort it takes to go and do it themselves. And they don't want to take on the traditional risk that comes with doing real estate on their own. But they still want to benefit from all the financial aspects of investment real estate. And so we become a one-stop shop for our clients and potentially for you and for your clients. Now, here's the idea. We have a system that we've been utilizing now for a decade and a half, and it's very simple, okay? We create a strategy and a game plan with our clients. We then introduce them to a team of real estate professionals who will put properties in front of them that have gone through multiple layers of vetting, and we'll talk a little bit about how we vet properties here in a second, that have gone through multiple layers of sort of classification and qualification. And then we hand pick those properties for our clients. We then get them pre-approved, get them the mortgage, we get them closed on the property. We then get the property fixed up for them. We get it rented out for them. They take title to the property. They own the property 100%, and they make 100% of the appreciation, 100% of the cash flow, 100% of the financial benefit. We are just a team of professionals helping our clients do transactional investment real estate. The majority of our clients are not real estate professionals. The majority of our clients are busy dentists, doctors, teachers, engineers, plumbers, and everything in between, who are like, oh my gosh, I don't trust the 401k system. I don't really trust the market. I don't know what I want to do. I have my primary residence, and I just need to transform my financial future. And they would love to add real estate to their life, but they have no idea how they're going to do that, because the amount of time that it takes to do it on their own is quite significant. When we started the company, the entire purpose was to kind of be the counterculture to what it was existing back then, which was, and you guys know this, there's so many people out there that will sell real estate education, right? Real estate coaching, real estate education, real estate books. And people who want to invest in real estate go, oh man, I'm going to buy that coaching. I'm going to go to that seminar. I'm going to go to that program. And then it's a high ticket sale on a high ticket sale on a high ticket sale. And those individuals who were aspiring to invest in real estate never go and actually physically do profitable real estate because it becomes too much. It's great that you spent $25,000 on education, but when the rubber meets the road and you have to go knock on doors or go send letters or, go create your team of real estate professionals, the busy person who's busy with their day-to-day job, busy being a mom and a dad and a professional, they're going, how am I supposed to add this to my life? We've tried to become that solution for our clients. And we've worked with over 1,000 clients that have done significant real estate and has translated into over $1 billion of simple and conservative 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, investment real estate, single family homes in some of the best areas in the country that aren't as susceptible to some of the economic conditions that we're all seeing, so that these folks can be successful. And what's really cool, we don't just stop upon closing a transaction with our clients. We continue to work with our clients and potentially your clients in perpetuity, because our client doesn't just buy one property. Our average client buys multiple properties. Our goal is to help our clients get to 10 properties, because if they do, they reach a level of economic independence. So while a client may come and invest in a piece of real estate today, right? 25% down payment, simple and conservative real estate, 30-year fixed mortgage, right? Get it fixed up, get it rented out. They're cash flowing a little bit. We're working with them year after year to know when it's time to refinance, when it's time to sell one and do a 1031 exchange and now go buy 2 properties. We are helping our clients organically grow a portfolio. Now, why that's I think sort of germane to this conversation and applicable to you is, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, if you added investment real estate to your business. This is why EXP brought us on. This is why we joined the Freedom Team and why we're talking to you guys today. If you take your existing list of clients and you say, hey, they've already done primary residences, they've already bought or sold with you, okay? Now they would love to do more real estate. They've got money in equity. They've got money in a 401k. They don't really know what they're going to do. They're trying to figure out retirement. If they could go and do investment real estate where it was totally done for them, they don't just buy one property. They buy one property, but after a few years, that one property buys 2 additional properties. And then those 2 turn into 4. And so now you have this domino effect of transactions that take place simply because of the fundamental philosophy of simple and conservative investment real estate that grows organically over time. Steve, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so Mike, would you take like literally just 3 minutes and share maybe Ron Diviak's story? We have like many we have hundreds of client stories. Some of them revolve around a client who just purchased one property, and that's all they've been able to do so far. And the cool thing is that every single property that our clients purchase has a story behind it. It's super meaningful. And I thought I'd just have Mike share 3 minutes Ron Diviak's story, because this is kind of the epitome of what we're helping our clients do.
Yeah, you bet. Happy to. So Ron Diviak first heard about us 12 years ago after he picked up his son, Mike, that you see on the screen here, from a bus stop. Mike has special needs, and Ron had just recently retired, and he was concerned about what kind of retirement living and lifestyle he and his wife could look forward to. as well as what situation his son Mike would be in after the two of them passed away. But Ron had always wanted to do real estate, and on their drive home, they heard a commercial from Done For You at the time. And Mike, knowing his dad wanted to do real estate, said, "Hey, Dad, you should call." Ron wasn't going to do that. He kept driving. Mike insisted, "Dad, you should call, you should call." And so he wrote down our phone number on a scrap piece of paper. 2 weeks later, when Mike heard that his dad had not called yet, he got upset with his dad, went out to the car, found the scrap piece of paper, brought it in, and made his dad call on the spot there. So that was the beginning of his experience with Done For You. He wasn't sure he wanted to invest at the time because this was after the Great Recession. Home prices had started to go down. He thought they were going to keep going down a lot. He wasn't sure that all of the elements were right, that the timing was right, but he knew he wanted to do real estate. And so he thought, I'm going to give it a try with one property. And if it works, then I'll do more. And so that was 12 years ago. After 10 years' time, we'd helped him purchase more than 10 properties. But part of our model, like Kevin talked about, is we stick with the client, not just help them buy, but successfully own. So, one property is good, 2 is better, 10 is great. It's transformational. And so after 10 years, Ron and his family owned 10 properties. And then I got introduced to him around that time, a little bit before that. And when I asked him, what impact that had on his life, he said before, when he used to think about retirement and what might happen with his son, he'd have nightmares, but now he doesn't. And so this was one of many clients that we've helped. This was a high school teacher who volunteered at his church and started a choir and volunteered at the summer youth camps, and just a good person that never made lots of money, but was able to take advantage of real estate, had never dared do it on his own. But because we kind of helped hold his hand and help him get started, and then we're there to help him optimize it and grow and get through some of the scary times and the messiness of real estate, he was able to go and build this portfolio that's now providing a much better lifestyle. He said he actually lives in outside of Boulder, Colorado, and has a lovely home there. And unfortunately, Ron passed away this last year. And this is a part of his obituary, but we've continued to help his widowed wife and Mike, and have regular conversations. Talked with him last week was the most recent conversation, just to help make sure that this works out well, always with the goal of helping people enjoy life a little bit more along the way and have more confidence for their financial future. This is one. There's lots of others we'd love to tell you along the way, but that's Ron Divyak and his boy Mike.
Okay,
awesome. Thanks, Mike. Kev, go for it.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment on that real quick, because and I don't know if you guys were able to see it. Mike, will you put that back up just real quick? This, we've been working with Ron for a long time. Ron's was a really incredible guy. I was in Orlando when Mike had sent out and let us know that Ron had passed away, and then forwarded this eulogy. And if you notice, real estate is in the narrative. It's right there. Late in life, he enjoyed investing in real estate, a venture he shared with his son and best friend, Michael. And every time I read that, I get emotional. And the reason why I think this is important is, we're all here talking about transactions and how we increase transactions. And I love that, because it's something that can deliver for you as an EXP agent. But let me tell you what's more important. I guarantee you that there are people in your life right now who could benefit so much by having their financial reality shifted through something as simple as investment real estate. They just have no idea how that's accessible. The entire reason we're talking here today is because now it's accessible. That's why EXP brought us on as a solutions provider. That's why we get to be with you guys as part of the Freedom Team. This now gets to be something that collectively we can go and do and make an impact. Steve and I just did a podcast with another one of our amazing clients, Andrea Barnes. And she was working for nonprofits, and she is now, real estate has completely retired her. That's all she does, right? That's the income. And it all started with one property and gave it a little bit of time. And that is really what we are trying to accomplish here. And it's what we're so excited to be able to share with you. And so that gives you a little bit of an idea of kind of what this done for you real estate thing is. I will say, if you want to know the kind of real estate that we are helping our clients invest in, this is kind of what it looks like, right? We call it Moneyball real estate. Look, if you've watched the movie Moneyball, if you've read the book by Michael Lewis, you know, the whole Moneyball philosophy from that movie was the Oakland Athletics couldn't go and buy, you know, super expensive talent to go compete with the Yankees. And so they take this whole different approach where they go and find talented people that they can pay significantly less that are just good at getting on base. Because statistically, if you could get enough base hits, if you could get on base enough times, that can stack up and create wins and create runs. That was the idea. Real estate is exactly the same. We don't do multifamily. We don't do big, massive Grant Cardone 900 billion units. That is not what we are doing. We are doing one property at a time, 3-bed, 2-bath, between 220 to 350,000, depending on the market and depending on the time. That's cash flowing a little bit. That's owner occupied, middle income, middle class, good market, good economy. You know, a market with mild weather. We pick our markets based on a whole variety of factors. We look at economy and demographics and geography and whether or not it's investor friendly. We've got this whole process to go select a market, create a score for the market, go on the ground, do research in the market, and then within the market, we are doing tremendous amounts of vetting on each property. Each property, we know what the box looks like. We know what our client's buy box needs to be. And the reason is we know because these are the types of properties that flat out perform over time. Okay. They are not multi-million-dollar deals. They are where middle-class America wants to live and wants to earn. And in fact, I'm going to call on you, Kelly. So Kelly, you've done a bunch of this kind of real estate. Will you maybe talk about the impact that you've seen this real estate have both for you financially as well as your clients and just for you personally?
Absolutely. So I started with Done For You Real Estate, you know, back in 2012. I had lost half my money in the market in 2001, half again in 2008. 2006, I got divorced and got to share some of it. I was decimated, lost the job, lost the money. I had to come back create some kind of solution for myself. I took the Rich Dad Poor Dad, spent $26,000 on education, got a mentor, started doing my own properties, got one, it worked, but I couldn't find number 2. I was lucky enough to meet Steve Carruthers here at a networking event, and he asked me to be his credit partner. And I said, well, what, I don't know what that means. What are you doing? He introduced me to Done For You Real Estate. I actually drove out there, Kevin, and spent 2 days with you guys to understand your system because I was educated. I just spent 26 grand, but I walked away knowing you could do it so much better. So I took my IRA, which was halved at that point, and went all in. I bought property, self-directed it, bought a couple properties. That's all I could do. And then as it started to grow, those 2 became 4, those 4 became 8. I was able to continue to grow. Right now I'm selling 2 and buying 2. Is it the right time? Interest rates are high, but you know what? Those 2 are going to create so much more for me because I look now at where my portfolio is today compared to where it was back then, 10 years ago when I started. I had little to nothing to work with. And today I'm at a point that I don't have the cash flow I want to retire. I'm not quite like Andrea, but I have something now. I have a portfolio that's worth millions that now I'm in a spot where I can see the future. I can see the end game. I can see the goal line. I also do financial advising. Whenever I get a client that wants to accelerate their growth, I don't point towards annuities and securities. I point towards real estate because real estate has the best growth potential for them. And if they're open-minded to real estate at all, it is just a wonderful opportunity. So I don't know how many clients I've referred to you guys, 50, 100, I don't know, a lot.
I looked it up
yesterday,
Kelly. I looked it up the other day. It's 55.
55. Okay. A lot. And many of them have bought more than one house. And a testimony there, one of the clients I referred to you, he's a doctor. He owns a lot of fourplexes here in Colorado Springs. He owns a lot of property. Well, he did his first with you. And then some guy came to him and partnered with him. And he did one in Colorado Springs. And then one of my EXP agents came to him and said, hey, I'd like to partner with you. And he said, the only way I'll partner with you is if we do done for you real estate, because it is the only system that works consistently. That was such a testimony when he told me that. So anyway, you guys have changed my life and my future, and it's been amazing.
And we love you.
Thanks, Kelly. And one thing, just to note, Kelly recently referred an individual to us who's doing a 1031 exchange, has 2 properties in Indianapolis, one of our markets, under contract. She'll average about a $2,500 referral fee on each of those. So next month, Kelly will be receiving referral fees of about, right around $5,000. So that's kind of exciting that's coming up for her on 2 individuals who are buying properties and will be closing next month.
And you know what? It's passive. It's active to engage them in the conversation and to pass them to you. I always offer my services to help them vet the properties. Rarely do they take me up on it. It is passive from then on, and you guys just send me a check. I love it.
Awesome. Steve, would this be a good time? And just because, I want to really watch our time here, because I know we will start losing people after the top of the hour, with everybody being busy. But would this be a time just to take like 2 minutes and talk about like the power of us for realtors to be buying a property with the depreciation stuff that you guys have talked about? I know there's you could do 2 hours on how that works, and not that we need to do that, but just, that piece of that right there, what it's done for you as far as with your taxes and that kind of stuff. That's just a huge thing for us.
Yeah, real quick.
I'm dropping my packet off to my CPA here in about a half an hour.
Oh, fantastic.
It's killing me.
So yeah, I'll jump into that really quick. And then maybe Kev, you can jump toward the end and just talk about the perpetual profits opportunity. So real quick, I've been a real estate agent, real estate broker for nearly 20 years now. I sold a company that I had, and I became a full-time real estate investor. I found that I was finding enough good deals that I didn't have enough money to buy them all. So then I started, that's when I got my realtor license. I started helping my friends and family do the same thing. And a few years later, met Kevin and some other individuals, and we put together this company to what has become today. So first and foremost, I'm an investor. I'm a real estate investor, and secondarily, I'm a real estate agent. And I've done thousands of transactions, and that's been an awesome thing to have in my life. But first and foremost, real estate investor for the benefits of everything that it does for you. Single family residential properties have multiple profit centers. You got your monthly cash flow. You have your principal pay down. The tenants who are paying your rent every month are paying your mortgage, and guess what? Every month, $200-300 is going towards principal reduction, which is money in your pocket. The next thing is depreciation and tax benefits. The third one is appreciation. So over the course of my investing life, I've purchased dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of properties, and I own a lot of property today. Last year in 2022, I purchased 4 properties. So I'm not out there buying 100, I'm not some mega wealthy guy buying hundreds of properties. That's not who I am. I'm pretty normal person. Last year, I was fortunate to be able to purchase 4 properties, and awesome properties. 2 of them I purchased in Memphis, and 2 of them I purchased in Oklahoma City. This year, just completed my 6th purchase. I've got 2 more in the works, and here's the coolest thing. One of the coolest things right now. So as a real estate professional, there's something right now that we get to take advantage of, and it's called accelerated depreciation based on cost segregation. You're probably all familiar to some degree what cost segregation is. On 4 of my, and typically it's been limited to larger commercial type projects. Kevin and I recently bought a commercial building to house done for you real estate, and we did cost segregation on the building so we could take advantage of this accelerated depreciation. Well, on 4 of my single family properties that I purchased last year, I had a cost segregation study done. It cost me about $2,800 per property. But get this, so with the study, gave that to my CPA. I got to take advantage of something called accelerated depreciation, where I could write off a larger portion of my depreciation in year 1. And on each of those properties, I was able to reduce my income by $80,000, meaning on my taxes, if my tax, if I showed, say I showed $300,000 in income, I was able to take $80,000 per property and reduce my income, which then meant I reduced I reduced my taxable income by tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars. Well, actually, it was above six figures. And that was because of accelerated depreciation. This year, it'll be a little bit less, because instead of it being at 80%, I think it's at 60%, something like that. Mike's going to
Real quick, if I can jump in, here's a quick
Yeah.
example. It was 100% from 2018 to 2022. It's now 80% this year. Here's an actual example of a home that one of our clients purchased that they paid $292,000 for. Not all of that gets to be accelerated, but typically I'm just going to go real quick because of time. In today's numbers, it's about $65,000 that an agent or somebody who's a real estate professional could reduce their taxable income from this one property purchase. That's where it's at today, about a $65,000 instead of the $80,000 that it was for Steve and anybody else who bought properties a year ago or more. And it's going to scale off in the coming years as well, unless and until it gets reset or renewed. But there is an opportunity now to reduce your taxable income $60-ish thousand for each of the typical property that we're helping somebody purchase.
So if you're a real estate agent, if you're a real estate professional, I'm telling you, you cannot afford to buy at least one property per year. Like, if that's not an incentive, I don't know what is. Because if you can write off $80,000, like I wrote off $80,000 if I was in a 30% tax bracket, that's $25,000, which means on those 4 properties, I saved enough in taxes that I could take that savings and I could go buy another property. That's more than enough for a down payment, all the closing costs, everything, to go put 25, 30% down on another property with no additional, with the money that I would have sent off to the IRS. Like, it's so powerful. As real estate professionals, we have to take advantage of the opportunities right in front of us. Somehow, some way, you have to figure out how to get into your next investment property. So hopefully that kind of hit it for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
We got about 5 minutes. Kev, can you dive into the perpetual profits opportunity?
Yeah, so I'll keep this really, really simple. So we've tried to make this as easy as we can, okay? We call it the Easy Button Reverse Referral Program. Now, real briefly, the reason we call it a reverse referral is, as agents, you get referrals, right? You get referrals through the referral network or just kind of clients that come to you. Well, the idea is to take that referral, to take those clients and reverse now them back out to another opportunity that allows them to continue to make real estate or make money in real estate and allows you to make commission. So here's how simple this is. Now, everything that we talked about with Done For You Real Estate, you guys have access to all of that, okay? And there's 2 ways that you have access to it, all right? The do-it-yourself method is quite simple. We have a landing page where you will go and you put your name, your client referral's name and their email, and then we send them content that says, hey, so-and-so said you might want some real estate investment content. Here it is. And now that person is tagged to you forever. Now, here's what that means. That means that whenever we take over at that point, you've referred them over to us, they go into our sales process that we've honed over the last 15 years. We help them decide whether or not real estate can work for them. We get them pre-approved. We find them the property. We get them the loan. When they close on the home, you make right around $2,500. Okay, so you're making 30% of the buyer's agent commission on every person that you refer and every transaction they do. So imagine that you refer somebody one time and they don't just do 1 property, but they do 3 properties. And then in a couple more years, they turn those 3 into 6. You are making a commission on every single one of those. That should not be in exchange of what you're already doing, right? As they're buying and selling with you right there in your local market. None of that changes. This is just like Kelly did, going and finding other resources that are available to them, whether that's home equity, 401k, IRA, and you don't even have to find that. That's part of what we do through the discovery process to see how they can go and invest in real estate. Then we take over from there. We do all of the work. You still make a commission on every single transaction that they do. So it's very simple. You refer them, you make money on them forever. That's the perpetual profit. Now, that's one way. There's another way that is really powerful, and it's what we call the live event or grand opening reverse referral model, and this is awesome. So here's how this works. Instead of you just referring somebody one or two at a time, imagine if and this is what the Freedom Team is going to be doing together, okay? We could do a live event. You can invite people to attend the live event to learn about investment real estate, or to, however we decide to position that. And then we build you a customized landing page, okay? So here's what that means. We will build you a landing page that will be for your people to register to come to your grand opening or live event. I use Kelly as an example here. And then when they go and register to come to the event, they are now tagged to you in our system forever. Meaning, whether they move forward or not, they are tagged to you, and you will make money on every single transaction they do in perpetuity. So it's that simple. You either know somebody's ready to go and you use the referral portal. It's just a landing page. We could get you the link, boom, done. And then we take over from there. Or if you don't want to have that conversation, but somebody might enjoy coming to an event, we will help you build a landing page. You can invite people to come to your grand opening or your event, however you want to position it. It could be a grand opening, like you're adding a real estate investment arm to your existing business, because that's what this is. That's the strategy that's so effective. We've done this grand opening method for years, and it's always been really successful. People want to come and support and learn what you're doing. And so now you get a chance to tell them, we built you the landing page. When they register to come, they are now tagged to you forever, whether they actually show up to the event or not. When they go do real estate, you are now making a 30% commission on every transaction they do in perpetuity. So I know you have questions. Let me just show you this. This is just, imagine if all you did was refer, 4 clients a year. Okay, 1 a quarter. Over a 10-year time frame, that is going to translate to over $300,000 of additional commissions. By year 15, it goes up. By year 20, it goes up. Because remember, those clients on average will do multiple transactions over the years. So here's what I would encourage you to do. If you scan this QR code, it's just going to take you to a landing page or a schedule page. Let's schedule a call and let's just talk through this. We can help you figure out if you want to do a grand opening live event. We can get that set up for you. You can jump onto the big event that we're going to be doing as a Freedom Team. You may just want to refer people over. Just scan the QR code. And when you scan it, it's going to take you right to a scheduler. Pick a time that works for you. Nate and Mike can jump on. We can talk. We can answer questions. We could give you whatever information that you want. And then this could be a really simple way for you to add perpetual profits to your existing EXP business without really lifting a finger. Let us do the majority of the heavy load. But this is a way for you to take people that you already have in your business, already been working with, and introduce them to something else that could translate to additional transactions, more commissions for you, and help them transform their life, just like you've seen it do for Kelly, or like we talked about with Ron. Anything, Mike, Steve, that you guys want to add to that?
No, maybe we can just open it up for any questions with the last couple remaining minutes. Anybody have any questions, any additional thoughts? Jeff, Kelly, Sean, Kathy?
Couple things that I would share. And again, I would tell you guys to scan this in. This recording will be up on the Freedom Team workplace page and on our YouTube channel within the next few hours. It'll be there. So you can rewatch this again. A lot of information. Scan this in, set up a time to talk to these guys individually. We'll figure out what we're looking at right now, guys, is October 14th. It's a Saturday, to do like a Zoom event. So it would probably be like it'll be like I don't know, maybe the same time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, something like that, to invite clients to, here's the thing, like for me doing real estate in Colorado Springs, like, we've got all our past clients from 21 years of doing real estate in Colorado Springs. But I've got people out there, again, college buddies in Indiana, family in Florida, all over the place that I can invite to that virtual Zoom event. And if they like what they hear and like what they see, they just want to learn more about it, they can now set up a one-on-one time with Done For You. And again, my name is attached to them now for the entire time they're ever with them. If they move forward, I get that referral fee. If they buy 10 properties, I get 10 referral fees over the next 10 years or whatever that would be. So there's a real power there. I would tell you guys to get plugged in with these guys in the sense of get that landing page. We'll figure out how to get that. These guys can do that to get that out to everybody, your own individual landing page, to start inviting people to these events that we're going to be doing. Again, the first one we're looking at is Saturday, October 14th. We got to just finalize a couple things with that. We can all talk if we need to change anything, but I think that's the date that's going to work well. It does give us time to be talking to people, but start, advertising this, and, emailing things out. We'll get some things maybe from you guys that we can do that to help market that event. We can talk about that as well, in addition to your landing page. But it's a great program. I'm excited about it. I know my wife and we're looking at ways we can come up with. I mean, I might, as the stock, is up and down, and we got lots of shares of stock. I might, when it gets back up to 24, 25 here, I might pull out some shares, add that to part of a down payment to start working with these guys. There's things that we're looking at, some equity in our house we could pull out. There's different ways we could do it to actually come up with what we need to go buy that first property to get that, maybe $65,000 write-off in our taxes next year. Here's my big stack that I got to take down to my CPA in an hour. Anyway, for this year, there's lots that can be done with this. And so what other questions? We're okay to go a couple minutes over here. Any questions that you guys have about what they do, how they do it? The one thing I will tell you is a one-stop shop. They will work with your people when it comes to financing. A lot of people are going to have to, we just can't afford to do it. We don't have 20%. We don't have 40,000, 60,000 to put down. There's lots of ways to come up with that money. And I think more people, when they get into it through an IRA, like what Kelly did, an IRA or some stock that's just sitting there, maybe not gaining anything or up and down all over the place. There's different things that can be done. A lot of people have so much equity in their homes, to do a cash out refi or something, pull 40,000 out and put that down. There's lots of ways I think this can be done, and Done For You will help, wrangle all that and manage all that as well. So I'm not trying to take up all the time, but any comments to any of that or any questions that anybody has with this, we're kind of a work in progress, but we're working towards that event, which is going to be coming up October 14th. It's a great place to get started with this, I think, for a lot of us. So.
Yeah, a couple questions in the chat. Paul, you're wondering if the referral fee in perpetuity, even if you're no longer in real estate. I mean, it's based off of the real estate transaction commission. So if you don't have an active license, then no, it wouldn't be in perpetuity because it wouldn't be compliant. You'd also asked about content. So if you guys decide that you want to kind of join up with this grand opening or do your own, not only can we get you a basic landing page and connect your socials, but we'll also give you copy, email copy, text copy, social copy. There's actually a place where you can log in. It's kind of a sort of a members area where you can go and actually review videos to become DFY certified, so that you know exactly what this is. It's actually, we've got, after you talk to Mike or Nate, if you guys do a call and you decide you really want to do the grand opening, we'll talk to you and we'll have you go through a certification, just because we want to make sure that you're saying the right things. It's not long, it's just digital, but it'll give you some really great content. But in that members area, not only are there videos there that you can access to kind of understand precisely what this is and what it can mean for you as an EXP agent, but there's also email copy, text copy, social media copy that you can use to market your grand opening, just to make it really simple. So just kind of know that that's coming your way. It's there. We tried to, and look, we're I told you I'm not an agent, I'm a marketer. I don't know if anybody knows ClickFunnels, but these are some ClickFunnels awards. I'm part of Russell Brunson's Inner Circle. That's what I do. And so my job is to help market these events and help give you the collateral that you need so that you can have all of it. And Mike's showing you kind of the members area, everything that's sort of available for you. And it's free, you guys. You don't pay anything. This is just us trying to assist you in doing more transactions and help your clients do real estate, so that we can, because we really do truly feel that, a rising tide kind of lifts all ships. So thanks for sharing that, Mike. So anyway, lots of good stuff that we can. So if you scan that QR code, or I also dropped the link in the chat, you could just use that to schedule with these guys. But let's just talk it through and see if you want to, if it's something that you want to do. We had another great question. Priya asked, how does the property management work? So we have a property management partner that is in all of our markets. We do not own them, but they work pretty exclusively with our clients. Now, they do have other properties outside of us, but they've opened into our markets precisely because we're there. Somebody else asked about the markets that we're in. We're currently helping our clients invest in Indianapolis, in Oklahoma City, in sort of the Orlando or Central Florida area, actually closer to Ocala, kind of Citrus Springs. Dallas, Fort Worth area is a huge market. Memphis, Tennessee, northern Mississippi. Am I forgetting anywhere? What am I forgetting?
I think you hit them.
Okay, that's mostly where we're at.
We just opened Atlanta, Georgia.
And Atlanta, Georgia, with more coming. So we've got property management, the same property management company in all of those locations. That property management company works directly with us, but they've got a flat monthly fee that they charge, $109 a month, which is great. Doesn't matter what the purchase price is or what the rent is. It's a company called Specialized Property Management that we work with. There you go. There's some of the markets that you can see. And so somebody, Priya just asked, so let me get to that message. She said, so my client in Cincinnati can buy a home in Florida. Yes, that's the beauty of it. Check this out. You can live in Hawaii and have a client in Cincinnati who works with us that's headquartered in Utah to buy a home in Florida, and you make money and the client never has to set foot in the home. But we've got a 15-year track record of showing that this flat out works. So it doesn't matter where you live or where people on your list live, you can give them access to investment real estate. This is a way to kind of break down the geography barriers that can sometimes limit us in a real estate business.
Yeah,
And
Kim,
so it doesn't matter.
if I could jump in real quick,
yeah, please.
on this whole thought, like this is the great benefit that Done For You Real Estate offers. So I'm a real estate agent, and I totally get this world. Like I have family members, friends, clients who live in all parts of the country, and so effectively we're eliminating geography. Like you do what you do in your market, and you do have limitations there, but the infrastructure that we have put in place, we have boots on the ground in every one of these markets. And so we're not just kind of blindly sending people and have casual, referrals where we're referring people. We have designated market agents. We have a designated property management. We have a designated title. Our whole lending, we actually provide the financing on the properties. So we have a one-stop financing opportunity for the clients. And so me as a real estate agent, one of the other great factors is also eliminating geography. Is I'm extending and expanding my expertise. So if I specialize in helping first-time home buyers get into properties, I'm probably not super focused on investment real estate, which is like the amount of things that you need to understand and know to be able to assist your clients is in this, just like in any specialty that you happen to be in real estate, you do need that specialization. And this is the only thing that we do. So, we can talk the talk, 1031 exchanges, cost segregation, accelerated depreciation, self-directing IRAs, like all of the, profit and loss statements and cash flow statements and balance sheets and LLCs and all of the different things that an investor needs to know and understand to expertly take advantage of investment real estate. That's what we do. So now all of a sudden, if you have the ability, all of you probably have experienced this. You have somebody who you know or you don't know, they come up to you and they start talking about investment real estate. It's one of the easiest conversations to have because everybody wants to own investment real estate. And so you begin the conversation, but you don't even have to be, a total like in the weeds expert. You can know enough to understand. It's like, hey, yeah, single family investing, there's 4 different revenue sources. There's this, there's that, there's the other. Hey, but I've got a part of my team. This company is a part of my team. It's not like you're not a part of our team. We're a part of your team. Like you get to extend your expertise via Done For You Real Estate. So if you know enough to have that conversation to help them understand if maybe this is something that could work for them, and then you hand them off to us, then we jump in and we take the rest of that conversation, educating them, helping them create a game plan, help them invest on purpose and with a plan. Like, so we extend your expertise as well. So we just become another arrow in your quiver. And so me as a real estate agent, I look at that opportunity, and it just kind of opens up, like the whole country now is your playground. Like it's no longer just your particular area. You literally can know anyone from anywhere in the country and assist them and earn a commission and have a positive effect on their financial future.
I love the idea that I can't drive by the house. I mean, because I just think about I think about a property that my wife and I had about 30 minutes south of here, and we left them alone, whatever. But, every now, I remember one time I'm down there listing another property in the neighborhood. I'm going to drive by and just see, oh my goodness, like, the yard hasn't been mowed in 2 months. And I'm just like, oh my God, like make me crazy. But the fact that it's all done for you, and it's in Ohio, or it's in Atlanta, or it's in Florida or Indianapolis, I don't have to think about it. I just collect the checks and, get all the tax benefits and everything else that goes along with this. And it's all managed for me and all that stuff. Like, to me, it's such a win, to get into investments and do it this way. It's just,
so on that note, real quick, Jeff, I love that comment. The stock market, the SP 500's averaged 10% a year over the last 100 years. The average investors made 5.6%. Why is that? It's because the fear and greed and in and out and seeing that in your face all the time that takes over. And it's the same thing with real estate. When it's in your face and you don't have help with the messiness, or there's some mistakes that are made, it's less likely. I was going to mention that the best returns, there have been studies that refer to the best returns in the market has been in an inherited portfolio where the person that actually owned it has passed on. And so the stocks are just left to do their thing over time and get long-term results. That's the beauty of this with real estate, is because it's not in your face all the time, because it's so passive. And and when we're talking about geography, I did want to add the value in helping your friends and family, people who are important to you, be able to invest in markets where people are moving to, where the economy is strong. There's over half of the US counties right now where there's more people moving out than into. And we're not helping people invest in those counties. We're helping them invest in the markets where they're moving to the tune of 3 to 5 times the population growth. So as you look at this chart that was put out from peak to trough during this recent downturn this last year, you have parts of Western United States that got beat up pretty bad, homes down 10% in value or so. But we're not in those markets. We're here where it's blue, where if you just give it a year's time, in a period of time that has been rough in areas of the country, all of the markets that we're in have gone up in value between 3 and 6%, even when areas of the country were going down 10 to 15%, from peak to trough. And so we have a method. We do all the macroeconomic research. We have the teams in place. And it's with hope that you can feel confident that your friends and family will be well taken care of. We know the ask is a tall one, to trust, turning over that relationship to us. But I love our track record and being able to point to over half of our business coming from repeat business and impacts that are, we shared one with you. There's so many more that we can share of how it's impacted their lives and how they feel more hopeful for the future, more confident that things will work out. That's what we get a real thrill out of. And we'd love to do that for your friends and family, because they want to do real estate. It's considered the number one investment for best long-term returns. People recognize that, they want to do it. Here's a way that some of them may be able to do it for the first time with some confidence, and for you all to benefit along the way as they benefit mostly. They're the ones that benefit the most long-term.
Thanks, Mike. A couple other things. I was going to address a couple of the other questions, awesome questions in here. So Carlos wanted to know how we select what states we operate in. So there is a pretty extensive bit of research that we do before we open up a market. We don't need to get too far into it now, but there's a whole list. There's about 30 or 35 individual criteria that we evaluate and weight to kind of come up with the, kind of a score of whether or not we want to be here, there, elsewhere. But some of those things that are so important, and Mike has it on the screen here, ranking of economic function and 3-year wage growth and unemployment and job growth and median home price and, property tax rates. And one of the big ones is the investor friendly conversation. We don't generally go to, not that we're making any sort of a political statement, but you'll notice that a lot of the markets that we're in tend to be reddish purple states and markets because they tend to have more landlord friendly laws than tenant friendly laws. I mean, we've got friends in New York who, I mean, it's like they're trying to put landlords out of business, right? It's like they're trying to ruin somebody's life if they're a real estate investor in some of these states, but in some of these other, more red purple states, the landlord friendliness goes up quite extensively, which makes it important for your clients, for those that we work with, because that's just an increased degree of security. They're not buying a home in a market where there's much danger that the laws are going to shift in a way that, oh man, now they're totally just, going to be beside themselves because it's not working. So
and Kev, when people take the certification, we take a deeper dive into all of these topics. The certification takes that deep dive.
Yeah, we go pretty, when you guys see that, it's you'll like that. Couple other things. David asked the question, what type of contract does the buyer enter into with DFY? So one of the things we didn't have a chance to mention, but the reason that we can do this is because we at Done For You Real Estate, we are not making much money on the actual real estate transaction commission. Our agent that's in the market, right, that's on the ground, is making some of that, and then we're paying you some of that. We said 2,500. 2,500 is an average, but it's 30% of that buyer's agent commission. So in order for us to make money as a company, we charge a flat per property fee that goes on the closing documents as a separate buyer paid commission. So when our clients work with us, they're not like contractually obligated to pay that. We have this guarantee that we play around which is that you don't pay a dime until you close guarantee. So we get nothing if these clients don't close. But if they close, we charge a Teams fee that's $6,995. We include it as part of the total out-of-pocket expenses when we vet the property so that we show them their numbers. We let them know what's it going to be down payment-wise, closing cost-wise, prepaid items, Teams fee, rehab, and we put all that into a single figure. And this is what our property analysis looks like. We put that into a single figure and say, for this home, you're going to need $85,000. But over a 10-year time frame, you're going to make over $188,000 on this property, meaning you would have over $200,000 of capital to reinvest in another property as you grow your portfolio. So it's all here. Everything from the combined cash on cash return. We calculate something called the average monthly increase. We show them the average annualized ROI, the straightforward cash flow, all of those numbers in the analysis that we do. And I'm telling you, this analysis is the secret sauce. Not just because it looks awesome and it gives you a way to tell a story about what a property could represent. Because we say it all the time that when it comes to real estate, each property has its own story, not only for the tenant that's there, but especially for the owner that's buying it and what that financial story is going to be for that client that's buying an investment property. And so we really break down all of these numbers so that we can tell that story. Now, what's cool about that is when somebody's looking to do investment real estate, they're kind of not sure what it's going to look like. So we break it down and show them a 10-year time frame of everything that's going in and going out, because we don't want somebody closing unless it's going to make sense for them financially. So while they're not like contractually obligated in any way, we do have them acknowledge a Teams fee agreement that says, hey, when you do real estate with Done For You Real Estate, these companies are working together, but somebody could back out of the transaction at any point. That's completely fine. So it's a contract, but not maybe in the more traditional sense. And then Priya had asked if we could work with international clients. Yes, but they need to be cash buyers, because if they don't have a social security number, they probably can't qualify for a conventional mortgage. James asks, is the $2,500 per property the same as the 30%? Hopefully you got some clarification there. Kelly, you're awesome. She said the fee is so worth it. I've purchased big home packages myself and it's a ton of work. Carlos, I have a lot of Spanish speaking only clients. Do you have Spanish speaking staff? Steve,
Sí, hablo
Speak
español.
Spanish.
Sí, claro que sí.
Yeah, we do. We actually we have a few different language speakers here, but Spanish is one of them. And so yeah, I mean, I think that was all the questions. Anything else we maybe okay, are the necessary tax forms prepared for us, Esther? Do you mean for you as an agent? Is that what you're talking about? I'd like some clarity there because the transaction,
so
everything still has to go through SkySlope. So for you to get paid. Is that what you're going to say, Mike? Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yep.
Year in taxes. Esther, do you mean on as an investor or as an agent? She's just asking about tax performance prepared year-end taxes. So as an investor, you're going to want to have a CPA that can do that for you. So we don't prepare tax forms because you're the one that owns the property. You own it 100%. You take title to it. You're making 100% of the profit. We are just the team that facilitates it in an easy way. But good news, we actually have an amazing team, incredible accountants that actually office here with us that we can refer you to, that understand this stuff. And listen, if you have an accountant that you love, they will still spend some time with you and help make sure that your accountant knows kind of, what time it is with what you're doing as an investor, because they just love to add value. But they could also be your accountants, and they're incredible. So Kelly has to go. Love you, Kelly. Thanks for being here. Any other questions before we wrap up? I hope that was helpful.
Great stuff. And guys, I appreciate everybody being on here. We had a great turnout here today. Schedule your time with these guys. Get on that Calendly link. Again, it's posted there in the chat. I will post the link as well in Workplace. When we post the video, the link will be on there. The QR code, if you have that. But schedule your time to get with these guys. Get your landing page set up. There you go. Take a picture of that. Whatever. Get on there with your camera. Set up that time with them. If you're engaged in this at all, great stuff that you could pass on. We will be doing that live, client event coming up here, in October 14th. It's a Saturday. We'll probably do like a Saturday morning investor event. You're opening a new branch of your business, whatever, and there'll be all kinds of tools to market for that. And we'll get people on there and go through this program for your, prospects and clients. So, anything else to add, guys? Steve, Mike?
If, anyone going to EXPCon, we would love to meet you. We'd love to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Would love to meet with you as a group. Want to invite you guys up to the suite for some lunch. And so one of the things is the big event that Jeff is referring to is going to happen the Saturday after EXPCon. So my thought is during EXPCon, we would love to have a conversation with you to help you, think through the individuals who you believe might be interested in investing in real estate or are investing in real estate and might enjoy an opportunity to get a game plan through Done For You Real Estate. We'd love to just get together with you and, help you get to know us a little bit better and understand, a little bit better, get to know us personally, And so anyways, we hope to see you there at EXPCon and have an opportunity to associate a little bit more.
Hey, real quick, just show everybody that just this last thing before you go. If you guys are like, hey, I already got investors that are ready to roll, I don't need to do a grand opening or any of that. This is our primary website, DFY-realestate.com. You could also just Google Done For You Real Estate USA. Will pop up on Google, probably your first listing. But right here where it says EXP Agent, if you click this link, it's going to take you to this page. There's a brief 3-minute video that you can watch. You could view kind of not this presentation, but one similar to it. But right here at the top where it says submit a reverse referral, when you click that button, it takes you to the page. Your name, your friend's email, your friend's phone number. Tell us a little bit about them. They are tagged to you. Ideally, you'll have had a conversation with them. This is not really a page where you should just go dump your entire list, because, if you've had a conversation, somebody, maybe you've been talking to somebody, they want to do real estate. Then say, oh man, I had this great connection. I'm going to have them reach out to you, and we'll reach out to them in your behalf. So again, you can just go to our main page. You click EXP Agent. Once you do that, there's that orange button, submit a referral. And there it is. And so you could do that today without waiting for anything. But I highly recommend that, you go and schedule a call so we could talk through the strategy and help you know kind of what you need. And we also want to give you access to that members area. It's totally free, but there's all kinds of copy and stuff in there that you can utilize. You can watch the, the certification. So anyway, just kind of wanted to share that with everybody, just kind of what that easy button solution
Perfect.
was.
Learn
That's
a little
awesome.
bit more about us so you can have some confidence. Also have a conversation with the people before you enter them into that, giving them a heads up about us reaching out on your behalf, just so that it will be a more effective introduction. So we do ask that of agents, that they have an expectation that the people they enter into that form are interested in investment real estate and expect that they have the ability to invest. We don't ask you to get into their FICO scores and get into personal items, but there should be an expectation that these are serious people who, when they are presented with the right opportunity, could move forward with it.
Very cool. Guys, one last note on EXPCon. If you're not registered, I would tell you, do everything you can to get there. It's going to be a great event, big event. We're going to have a great time out there. I will tell you that you might look and see, because I know they had it yesterday and they had a deadline last night, but I don't know if you can still get the price. At the Luxor Hotel, which connects to Mandalay Bay, rooms were yesterday $58 a night. So the rooms are very cheap there. Mandalay Bay was like $280. If you're looking to get in, and just money is tight, I know for a lot of people, the market being what it is. But I will tell you, try and come to that event if you can work it out any way, shape, or form. It's going to be good. So I know all the founders are going to be there. Myself, Sean, Eric, Kathy, Tim, all these guys are going to be there. A lot of big agents are going to be there. It's going to be a great, great time. And you'll learn a ton of stuff for just your business, but you'll also be able to really connect with these guys in the suite there, done for you. I know we're going to do like a kind of a party or get together, mix and mingle kind of thing several times through the week, probably Tuesday night for sure. We talked about kind of an open night in the schedule. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys very much. Steve, all you guys, Kevin, thank you. Mike, Nate's good to see you. Thanks for being on there. Shannon, this recording will be up later today. Set up your time with these guys and we'll launch for that event in October. It's going to be good. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
you.
Have a good
Thanks,
day.
everyone.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.